What's going on, everybody? Waffler here. I wanted to make a dish for y'all today that's called Poor Man's Crab Dip. I made this recipe whenever I didn't have any crabs to make kind of like a Crabmeat au gratin type, but I wanted to make like a cheesy crab dip, but it didn't have crabs and I wanted them so bad. So this is the recipe that I do to make something that tastes just like crab dip, and it is so good. It's ridiculous. So let's get started. Alright, so I have my ingredients here. We're going to be using some liquid crab oil. We're going to be using some crab oil seasoning. We're going to be using tilapia as our crab dip, our crab meat. And we got the trinity, celery, bell pepper, and onion. And some garlic too in there. Clam juice is going to give it that extra seafoody flavor. And then to make the cream and the dip sauce, we're going to be using Parmesan, some cheddar, and some heavy whipping cream. I also have a roux that I've already made. So let's get started. Alrighty, so we got our pan there. Just going to add some oil. And this is, right now we're just about to make the crab, and this is how you do that. This is how you make that poor man's crab. Just gonna get that oil all over the bottom because I want it to be spread evenly. So I got my fish. I know I'm overcrowding it, but you'll see. The fish isn't gonna look like fish once we're done with it. It's gonna look more like crab. Alright, so it's been cooking a sec. Show you the flop. And like I said, you're gonna see why I don't really care too much about how undercooked some of the pieces are. Like that piece right there. Because it's all gonna get fully cooked when I'm done with it. So I'm gonna flip it once. And now I'm going to add the secret ingredients to make it crab. So we got the Sautéing crab boil sauce. I like to do 1 capful. And then I'll take this stuff, the Sautéing crab boil seasoning. I'll just sprinkle that on top. Just a hair. Because I want it to taste like a crab. And the one thing that you do when you make and boiling crab is you use those two things. So I'm going to come in this and we're going to make it look like crab now. So I go in and I just start mashing. And this is why I said I didn't care if some pieces weren't done all the way, like this piece right here is not done all the way. Well, you will be done soon. It doesn't take long to cook fish at all. So as you can see right before your very eyes, we have turned that trash fish into crab fish. Oh yeah. So I'm going to set that aside and let it chill, and then we're going to start finishing up and making this crab dip into an actual soup thing. Well, not a soup, a dip. Alright, so I just took a taste of it, and it tastes like crab, but it's not quite 100 there. It's not 100% there. So if it doesn't taste like crab just yet, just keep on adding your crab seasoning until it does, because I promise you I'm going to do another half a cap because I got a bunch of crab in there. That's the crab. Now it's definitely crab. So about, if you're doing 2 pounds like I am, about a cap and a half. Boom. Put that there on the back burner because I was just going to heat up these because they're frozen. That's my trinity. I'm using a whole quart of that. That's how big a quart is. So, a little bit of oil. for good measure, and I'm gonna let that cook down for a sec. Alright, so I just want to chime you back in on where we are at with this stuff. So while I was cooking the fish, it's been going. I had it on pretty low, so now I brought it up kind of to medium, and I'm just cooking these down till I feel comfortable, and I'll just show you a visual on what I consider comfortable. So I want most of this juice to be gone, kind of. So let's keep it going. Alrighty, so here we're at. I got a little fond built up at the bottom from cooking the vegetables down. You saw that. Now what I'm going to do is take my crab juice, clam juice I mean, pour that up in now. Scrape up all that darkness. Comes right up. Oh baby, it smells like clam chowder or something. It's really nice. So we're going to do that. Go ahead and add this other bottle. I'm adding 2 bottles to this. This is going to be kind of an experiment for me, because I'm going to cook this juice down now because I don't want it to be as thick. So I'm going to let that boil up a little bit, and this is all going to boil for a while. So I'm going to get that up, and I will show y'all what that looks like. Alrighty, now that the clam juice is cooked down, you see I used to have a lot in there. I cooked it all the way down. It kind of boiled in with the greens. It makes the greens nice and soft and stuff in the dip, so it's not just like a bunch of hard crispy stuff. I like my dips to have softer vegetables in them, so that's why I did it like that, and I cooked it as long as I did. If you want to have crispier vegetables, you can do it different, boy. But this is my crab dip, so we're doing it my way. Now we're gonna start adding the goodies. So here's my lump crab meat, quote quote. Still it looks like lump meat. Tastes like crabs. It tastes just like crabs. It's insane. So boom, shakalaka. Oh man, you would swear this is crabs. I swear to God. I have them right here, my heavy whipping cream. This is gonna get us that creme de la creme. This is how you make a nice cheese sauce. If you just had heavy whipping cream and cheese, you can make just cheese dip. That's how easy this is. So, got that, creamed it in, and then that's what that looks like. It's a nice creamy mixture. Now I'm gonna add the cheese. Alright, so I got 2 pounds of shredded cheddar. I'm gonna add as I go. Okay, that feels thick. I use about half of this bag, 2-pound bag, so I use about 1 pound. Let's see where we get with this. Alrighty, so it's starting to melt. The cheese is starting to melt. You can see it's getting a little goopy. Oh boy. Oh, that's the cheese there. Ooh. Oh, that's not. You don't want to mess with that, boy. You don't want to mess with that. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, so we're going to let it keep going. It's still just too, it needs to be smooth. This is sexy and all, but it's got to be smooth. Let's keep it going. Alrighty, so a little time went by. Now it's not as stringy. It's more of a cheesy, dippy consistency. So what I'm going to do now, I got some Parmesan cheese. You got to have the Parm, because it just adds a little bit of crispy. I'm going to add about half this bag. Big old handful. And I'm going to save the other half because I am going to broil this for just a little bit in a little while. So I'm going to let that melt real quick, and then I'm going to taste it in front of y'all and tell y'all what we're going to do next. Alrighty, now we're in soup territory. I think my Parmesan's all melted up. Ow! Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. That tastes like crab dip. That sure does. Boink. Ow. Yes. Yes. It's not thick enough though. See how thin it is? I want it to be like the dip you get out of a jar where it's just like globbed. Or that's what I'm gonna try to achieve. So I have this roux here that I made. If you don't know what a roux is, you're gonna have to look it up and make it. It's a blonde roux. So I'm gonna mix this up and I'm gonna add just a hair to it and see if we can thicken her. All right, so like I said, I got my roux. So I'm gonna add a tablespoon in there. And then we're gonna see how this goes. That should thicken it up. And it also takes a second, so you can't expect it to be just an immediate, oh, I put it in, it should be working. Sometimes it just takes a second to figure out what it's doing, get itself warmed up, expand. So I'm going to just wait a second and let's see how it do. Alright, so I got the crab. I added 3 tablespoons of my my blonde roux, and this is oil, olive oil and flour. And I had cooked that on the stove not a long time ago, but a while back, and I put in a quart jar, which is what I would recommend to do if you like to make things like this. Always just keep a little quart of roux in your fridge, so that when you need some, just a little bit, you just boom, boom, boom. Okay, cool. I thickened up something, and this stays good forever. It's flour and oil. I mean, come on now. So, test. That's freaking crab and cheese, boy. So, as you can see, the thickness now, it's a lot chunkier. Like you can really get a scoopful on a chip, and it be like hefty. It's not like extreme gluey, but it's chunky enough to be delicious. So let's do one last thing. Alrighty, so I'm gonna do the last little bit on my phone because my phone picks up higher definition, and you can actually see this final product and all of its beauty. Boink. Crab cheese. Good God, you would think that's crab, I swear. Okay, so I got my broiler up. 525 is what I'm going to do it at, because, I mean, you know, when you're cooking, you go by eye. You always watch your food, and whenever it looks like it's good, then it's good. You don't, if it doesn't look like it's not good, it's not good. It's not ready. So, always touch your food, taste your food, and it helps to kind of understand where you're trying to get at. So I put the Parmesan on the top. I'm going to toss that down here into my broiler, and then we're going to see a magic happen. Alrighty, so let's see where we're at, eh? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. That's good to go. Let me get that up on the shelf. So here we are. Delicious faux crab dip. Poor man's crab dip is what I call it. And as you can see, you got the nice Parmesan crust on the top with the beautiful cheese mixture that is just ever so thick. That is just perfect. Boom. Ooh. Boy. Oh, it's super hot. And it's super crab dip. MM. I don't know if y'all watch my other videos. I got dentures in. Y'all that eat with y'all dentures, that crab dip's gonna go down like easy. I could take these bad boys out and just spoon feed myself. And that's what I'm gonna do. But anywho, that's how you make the beautiful. That's how you make it. And look how good it comes out. So I taught y'all step by step. The only thing that would make it any different, do everything that I said, exactly how I said it. But please taste your crab meat before you take it off the stove. Make sure it tastes like crabs. That's a big goal you need to get. So taste the crab meat, or the tilapia that we season like crabs. If it doesn't taste like crab, add a little more of the oil, add a little more seasoning, get it right, because that is a detrimental part. And then the cups of crab juice really bring it into that. Boom, we're hitting seafood levels now. And then
the final product. Of course, taste it, make sure it's as thick as you want, and you make it thicker by adding the roux. Like I said, if it's too thin, you can cook it as long as you want and it will thicken it up, but you need to look up how to make a roux and save some of it up, because it does make a difference, makes it a lot thicker. So flavor, I explained that. How I got the thickness, I explained that. And just the top with the topped off Parmesan crust on top, that's just a little extra bonus, like a little crusty Parmesan brings the dish out, brings it to a whole nother oaky level, just like a boom boom pow. So anyway, this is the crab dip. I hope y'all enjoy. I hope I made it look appetizing. It definitely tastes good, and if you make it, I swear you're going to love it. And if anything, buy yourself a $3 bag of tilapia and those 2 seasonings, cook them in a pot and just add it like I was telling you, and taste that tilapia and tell me you're not hitting that almost crab-like notes, especially if you really think about it, because it is real. And instead of using crab in a lot of expensive dishes, that's what I do. And people can't tell the difference, and then I say, yeah, you're eating tilapia, and they're like, what? And it's like, ooh, should I have told you? Anyway, I love y'all all. Thanks for watching my videos.